Thank you, as Christine said, to the 215th National Council on the Arts meeting. And I'm supposed to gavel us in. So there we go. I've been playing with that all morning and driving the staff crazy, but I actually think it's really a lot of fun. So the 215th meeting of the National Council of the Arts is now in session. As Christine said, I'm Mary Ann Carter, Senior Advisor at the National Endowment for the Arts. I want to welcome all the members of the National Council on the Arts who are with us today. Obviously, all the National Endowment for the Arts staff that has joined us, and of course, members of the public. Thank you for making the time to be with us today. Present online at today's meeting or by phone are the following members of the National Council on the Arts: Ishmael Ahmed, Keenan Ozma, Bitta Becker, Bruce Carter, Gretchen Gonzalez, Davidson of Michigan. Oh, sorry. Let me go back. Ismail's from Michigan. Keenan is from New York. Bitta is of Navajo Nation. Bruce Carter of Florida. Gretchen Gonzalez Davidson of Michigan. Maria de Leon of Texas. Aaron Dworkin of Michigan. Camilla Forbes of New York. Paul Hodes of Maine. Emil Kang of New York. Huáscar Medina of Kansas. Christopher Morgan of California. Fiona Prine of Tennessee. Connie Williams of Pennsylvania. Michael Lombardo of California. Ronnie Ramaswamy of Minnesota. And Jake, I'm probably going to mess this up, but I'm going to do my best. Shimabu Kuro of Hawaii. Thank you all for being here today. I appreciate it. This is how we get the work done of the agency. So thank you so much for taking the time. Established by Congress, the National Endowment for the Arts is an independent federal agency charged with making the arts available to all Americans. The National Endowment for the Arts is committed to supporting excellent arts projects for the benefit of all Americans. The agency is the only arts funder in the United States, public or private, that provides access to the arts in all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and all U.S. jurisdictions. In fact, in recent years, 678 counties in America, almost 1/4 the nation, receive arts funding through the National Endowment for the Arts, but not from the top 1,000 private foundations across the nation. Again, almost 1/4 the counties across the nation receive NEA funding and not private dollars. So clearly there's a lot going on in Washington. I'm sure people have several questions about that. Obviously, there's going to be change. Change is scary, but change also lets you reimagine. Going down the road, the agency may be smaller. We may be leaner, but I believe we're going to be okay. This is going to be a time for the agency, for the council, for staff, and for the outside organizations and those who care to rethink and reimagine how we can best serve the American public. And despite everything that goes on, we continue to produce and work hard every single day, and we do great work on behalf of the country. And I'll talk about that in a bit. But right now, let's get down to business. For our first order of business, can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the October 2024 council meeting?
So moved.
So moved.
Great. A second? Does someone second that?
I'll
Second.
second it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I would like to introduce Ayanna Hudson, Chief Strategy Programs and Engagement Officer at the National Endowment for the Arts. Ayanna?
Thank you, Mary Ann. Good afternoon, council members. We will proceed with the application review section of the agenda. The tally of the votes will be announced at the end of today's session. The council will be voting by ballot today on award recommendations in 3 funding areas: grants for arts projects, state and regional partnerships, and national initiatives. These funding recommendations are found in the corresponding sections of the council book. For your vote to be tallied, you must be joining the meeting via video conference or on the telephone line at the time of the motion, discussion, and vote. Council members, you must email your votes to Kim Jefferson in this category immediately at the conclusion of this part of the meeting. Council members' affiliations are recorded in the council book and will be attached to your ballots, and each member has been provided an opportunity to update this information prior to the meeting. Council members are recorded as not voting on applications with which they are affiliated. This list becomes part of the agency's official record. May I have a motion to consider the recommended grants and rejections under grants for arts projects, state and regional partnerships, and national initiatives in the council book?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. And now I will summarize each funding area. The Grants for Arts Projects, or GAP category, is the principal grants program of the National Endowment for the Arts. Through project-based funding, the program supports opportunities for public engagement with the arts and arts education, for the integration of the arts with strategies promoting the health and well-being of people and communities, and for the improvement of overall capacity and capabilities within the arts sector. GAP encourages projects that support arts projects with a focus on advancing the health and well-being of individuals and communities, support existing and new technology-centered creative practices across all artistic disciplines and forms, and celebrate the nation's rich artistic heritage and creativity by honoring the semi-centennial of the United States of America, also known as America 250. Projects recommended today comprise the second group of grant applications brought to the council this fiscal year. The first half was considered at the October 2024 meeting. Recommended projects span 13 disciplines and fields. Direct grants are recommended to 49 states, the District of Columbia, Guam, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. Please mark your ballot. State and regional partnerships assist the nation's state arts agencies and regional arts organizations in their support for the arts. By law, 40% of Arts Endowment appropriated program funds are awarded in this way. State arts agencies will utilize NEA support in combination with state appropriated funding to support arts organizations, schools, and artists in producing arts projects in communities across the country. Please mark your ballot. National initiatives support a wide variety of projects of national and field-wide significance. At this meeting, the council is requested to approve funding for an arts education initiative, the Arts Education Partnership, or AEP. The AEP demonstrates and promotes the essential role of the arts in enabling every student to succeed in school and prepare for life and work in the 21st century. In international activities, the Performing Arts Global Exchange, a program designed to provide broader access to the work of international artists and art forms less frequently seen outside of major urban centers in the United States. And U.S. Artists International, a program showcasing the excellence, diversity, and vitality of U.S. artists and arts organizations at international arts markets and other significant cultural events around the world. The renewal of Poetry Out Loud, another of the agency's signature national initiatives in literary arts, the NEA Big Read, a cooperative agreement to support the production and management of NEA Jazz Master Ceremony and Tribute Concert, which honors the National Endowment for the Arts Jazz Masters Fellows, the 2026 class of NEA Jazz Masters Fellows, the Musical Theater Songwriting Challenge for high school students, recommendations in Our Town, which will help transform American communities into lively, beautiful, and resilient places with the arts at their core. The renewal of several National Endowment for the Arts research labs, which focus on the arts, creativity, cognition, and learning, as well as the arts, health, and social and emotional well-being. And Shakespeare in American Communities, in which professional theater companies will bring performances and educational activities to middle and high school students, as well as support apprenticeships for early and mid-career theater administrators and technicians across the country. Please mark your ballot. Council members, you may now email your votes to Kim Jefferson on those three categories. And finally, we turn our attention to the projects in the award update section. These grants are under the chairman's delegated authority and are brought to the council's attention at this meeting, but no vote is necessary. Included are Challenge America grants, which will extend the reach of visual, performing, and literary arts activities in communities across the country, 1 20% amendment, and 3 interagency agreements. Thank you.
Thanks, Ayanna. While Kim is tallying up the votes, I'll take the next few minutes to share some of the agency updates because there's still a lot going on, despite, again, what you hear and things going on in DC. The agency continues to move forward on all initiatives and what we do. Last weekend, for example, on Saturday, in partnership with the Kennedy Center, we hosted the 2025 IDA Jazz Masters Tribute Concert. It was brilliant. We honored 100-year-old Marshall Allen, Marilyn Crispell, Gary Giddens, and Chucho Valdez. For those of you who weren't able to join in person, the concert is available to watch on the NEA's YouTube channel. In my remarks, I noted how significant it was to celebrate jazz, a truly American art form, as we approach the 250th anniversary of the nation, which Ayanna mentioned. It was a great night to honor the newest recipients of the Lifetime Achievement Award, the highest award in jazz in the nation, and comparing it to how jazz has always reflected America's evolution as well. And so I just want to thank the team who put on such a great concert, and Xavier, Chris, and Janelle, thank you. Really appreciate all your hard work. And next week, the NEA and the Poetry Foundation will welcome 55 state and jurisdictional Poetry Out Loud champions to participate in the national semifinals and national finals of Poetry Out Loud. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the program, which has now reached more than 4.5 million high school students. This year alone, 157,000 students participated. Both days will be available through a one-time only webcast on arts.gov, and I encourage you to join in. It is a magnificent event. These students, they work incredibly hard to get to this stage of the competition, and they support one another. I've been backstage with them before. I think so many of them become lifelong friends. It is just wonderful to witness. And thank you to Amy and Lauren and Carolyn and the rest of the POL team. It's going to be great, and I cannot wait for it. I also want to make sure everyone saw the latest research news on the economic impact of the arts. The NEA teams with the Bureau of Economic Analysis. They released the 2023 data from the Arts and Cultural Production Satellite Account, which tracks the annual economic value of arts and cultural production in 35 different industry groups, and that includes both commercial and nonprofit. So the arts and the cultural industries combined to add 1.2 trillion to the U.S. economy in 2023. The sector grew at more than twice the rate of the total economy and contributed a trade surplus of nearly 37 billion. You can read both the national and the state reports, again, at our website at arts.gov. Thanks to Sunil and Patricia, and of course the whole research team for working on that with the Bureau of Economic Analysis. I also want to note that last month we announced 7 National Heritage Fellowships for 2025. Thanks to Leah and Aaron and Lauren and Allison and Brandon and everyone who participates in our folk life and certainly within these Heritage Fellowships. On Saturday, May 17th, which is Armed Forces Day, the 2025 Blue Star Museum season begins. This is a collaboration between the National Endowment for the Arts, the Department of Defense, and Blue Star Families. It offers active duty military families free admission to partnering museums nationwide. Our map of participating museums is live at arts.gov/Blue Star Museums and will be updated as new museums sign up. And obviously, thank you to our visual arts team, Bridget, Chloe, and Taniqua, for their hard work on this initiative. And again, as some things change, some things remain the same. So the agency continues the good work that they've done. And we will, as I said, rethink and reimagine a few things, but the arts are for everyone. Every American should have access to the arts. As many of you who knew me in my previous tenure here has always explained, I go back to the 678 counties that receive funding through the National Endowment for the Arts, but not private dollars. And I will leave you with this, that your access to the arts, Americans' access to the arts, should not be based solely on their proximity to philanthropy. And so I just want everyone to remember that. Thank you. As a final piece of business for today, I'm pleased to announce that the National Council on the Arts has reviewed the applications presented to them, and that a tally of the council members' ballots revealed that the recommendations for funding and rejections have passed. I want to thank everyone who joined us. I am hoping the next council meeting will be in person, and who knows, maybe outside DC. Some of you may recall that in 2018, for the first time in, I think it was 28 years, the National Council of the Arts met outside of Washington, DC, and we met in Charleston, West Virginia. And then the following year, we met in Detroit, Michigan. I'm so pleased to say that Maria, who became chairman under the past administration, kept that new change going. And so I hope that the agency now will continue that. It's great to get outside of DC. It's great to let people see their government at work in action. And it's great for the council members to see that their actions and what they do and what they vote on really make a difference out there in the country. So thank you again to the council members. Thank you for your time today. The 215th meeting of the National Council on the Arts is now adjourned. Thank you so much.